All right, call the Board of Fire Commissioners meeting to order at 7:10. You join me for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First item of business on our agenda is public comment. Any public comment? Doug? Matt?
Yes, sir.
Welcome. You with us, Doug?
I am, yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to consideration of approval of the special meeting minutes from January 24th. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from January 24th.
I make a motion to accept the special meeting minutes from January 24th.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Chiefs reports. We'll go first, Chief McCollum.
Sure. We just had our annual dinner. It was very, very successful, very nice. Gave out the typical awards. And we weren't able to make it because of the issue with your internet that you were getting switched over. It was a nice night. We had 120 or so people that we attended. Broke up early. You know, we went till 10, but people were basically out of there around 9-ish. Everything at the firehouse is good. You know, we got some new sets of chains. Thankfully, we planned for that this winter. And for this storm and the last storm, the aerial was actually chained also. Spot 5, engine 6, the aerial were all chained, ready to go. Luckily, they didn't have to well, so that's good. The chains were dropped off the aerial today. You know, we still got some side roads in town that are kind of snotty. So, you know, I decided if we're going to drop them off at 6 or not. You know, maybe wait another day just to make sure we get a little meltdown. Because the squad has the on-spots on it, 6 does not. Due to what's underneath, you can't listen to it at 6. You know, the tires are going to come up later. You have my report. I revised it. There is one asterisk there. That's the vehicle that I'm trying to. I talked to Dan about. There's another vehicle that's in better shape. I'd like to flip them. So, you know, otherwise I'm going to have to replace the tires on this one. But this one seems to be costing us more and more money. And I really don't know what the break point is going to be, you know. So I'll keep you guys appraised of that. The something that's all been notified, just waiting for them to schedule. That's in the works. We have 2 new firefighters, certified firefighters. We have 2 more that are just waiting on their testing. I know Stonehill's going to talk about some new ones also. I think that's good. You know, both departments are moving forward. We're continuing the training together, and you know, we got people coming in that want to come in and be firefighters and EMTs. So it's a great thing for the town about saving a lot of money. Also, I have 2 right now in the firefighter 2 instructor course in Brookfield. I don't expect them to have any issues, and you know, I should pass. That'll be 2 more certified at the level 2 instructor, which is big because when you go to fire school, you have to have that, or you got to hire, and we don't want to have to hire. You know, they all go and do it for free. Their payment is that we're sending them to the course. Basically, are there any questions?
What's 45 BL? What vehicle is that?
That's the old police cruiser, the black one.
Black one.
Yeah. The other vehicle actually that Fred drove as chief is in better condition. Put tires on that, and it needs some work on the front end, but other than that, it's in good shape.
That's
This
the
other
fire police
vehicle is
car.
not really
I believe that's the one
The
that
fire
the fire
police
police
use.
primarily.
The fire police do, I talked to the fire police when I took over and I said, I would really prefer, you to come here first to get those vehicles and use those marked vehicles. Because my thinking was it's way less liability for the department and the town of Bethel. If that vehicle's out there and that vehicle gets hit, so be it. If their personal vehicle gets hit, it's not a Bethel's on the hook for it. Because they're out there with their personal vehicle, with the lights on it they're supposed to have, doing what they're supposed to be doing with traffic. So, and they've been very good about going and taking those vehicles and using them as much as they can. So that's been a good thing. But that one vehicle is just, like I said, the other vehicle that Fred drove, we haven't had to put a lot of money into it. This one, I think it's coming up to the point where it's gonna be no more. Because, you want to spend good after bad, right? So that's where we're at with that. We get 2 calendar courses this year. I don't know, just some of you guys.
Nothing.
Not calendar, but you have other courses, so, and we're working together on all those. On calendar courses through the state and any other state courses we can get. Both departments work together on that. And that's a good thing too. The Paratech equipment that we got is in service. They drilled on it the other night, went through it all so that everybody understands what it's for, what the application is, and where it is on the red. That's that road.
Chief?
Good evening. I attended Bethel's dinner. It's very nice. I had about 100 people there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it.
The camera project is moving along slowly. They have pretty much most of the cameras installed. The wiring has been run, but nothing is really tied together yet. They still have to mount the monitor in the office, get the DVR, and again, just tie all of it together. The message boards that we purchased, they're in the process of being designed. Waiting on IT to run the communication lines for those and the town to run the electrical for those monitors. We have 2 that were certified from the Fire 1 class at Bethel and Stony Hill taught. We have 4 others that are either waiting to retake the test or they're minor, so they wouldn't be considered interior until they turn 18. Other than that, everything is running well. We're still running within budget year to date. Have the tire reports. That's really all I have, unless you have any questions.
Any questions? Any questions, Doug?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the chief's reports.
Motion, we accept the report.
Second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, consideration to forward a 10-year capital tire replacement plan to the finance department. It's just one of those things that, some of those major items like tires, air packs, and, SCBA bottles, those things that we know they have replacement dates on, turnout gear. We'd like to start getting, firm dates, so finance knows when they got to allocate that money, those big ticket item money things. So I figure we start with tires, means that we got 6 of them coming up on the tower this year. We already put that into the capital, $7,000. So I just wanted to get some dates and,
So what is the definition of capital? I was told by Brad it was over $10,000.
Right.
well, I don't know. To be honest with you, it was a couple years ago, they wanted the tires in capital non-recurring, and I kind of,
5
well,
was the truck, yes.
well, whatever, and they wanted all the tires, they wanted all the tires to go into capital non-recurring, and I kind of debated that a little bit. I was like, well, that's a vehicle maintenance account, and it comes up annually. It's not, non-recurring in my opinion, but Brad seems to want tires in non-recurring, so
That's fine.
if that's what the guy that's paying the bill wants, I guess that's what we got to give him.
So does he want a dollar amount on all these too?
Well, I would think we should,
Well, I already got that. It's just under $7,000 for the aerial.
Oh, we knew that. I'm talking about the rest of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
we have to
How do
work
you
on
make-
this.
how do you
a little
do
You
bit.
could project that out, but I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's what
know,
I'm saying. How
you're
do you
gonna have
do
to update it. It's gonna have to be updated every single year because
Every year.
you project that out, it's the tires are all state bid.
Yeah,
that? Right.
So
I
you
mean, I
know
think-
that, but it's the labor. It's the labor that can really increase.
That's what I'm saying. How do you figure that?
yeah. I mean, I think we could go with, the cost of a 1020 today for this year. And then just, multiply it by 4% every year going forward. I mean, it might get us close.
I mean, the big thing
You know,
honestly is, if you look at mine and look at Chief Akers, is which years are we doubling up? That's when you're gonna see a decent amount of money that's gonna have to come out of that
Right.
account for tires.
Yeah.
For maybe apparatus downtown and Stony Hill.
right.
Other than that, you're pretty good. If it's spaced out, if we've got them spaced out halfway decently, it should work out.
So like I said, I think if we came up with a dollar amount, yeah, I mean, for all the big trucks, I mean, we're talking 1020s. I think it's standard size. I think for all
I
the
think
trucks.
you're probably talking, like I said, I estimated 7 and it came in just under 7,
Yeah,
actually, when I got the actual quote
right.
from Glarnell.
And that's,
So, if you're estimating between 7 and 8 for a truck, or 7 for a truck, that's single axle, great. Engine one, tandem axle, that's gonna be closer to the ladder truck because it's got, 10 tires.
So when does he want this money?
he doesn't have a set date.
No.
I wanted to be progressive going forward. That was one of the things that, that we're supposed to look at is, the big ticket items, turnout gear, air packs, bottles, tires, all those things that, are supposed to be in the capital. They wanted to, know when those things are coming for replacement in advance. They don't want to know, at budget presentations, Stony Hill's asking for $14,000 to replace, air packs this year. They want to know, a couple of years in advance that you got these air packs are going to be due for replacement. These air bottles, they have a, 10-year lifespan, 7-year lifespan?
The tires are 7 and the bottles are
15.
15.
15, but they have to be
Yeah, the year is
tested
10.
every 5. So you buy the bottles and they're getting tested twice,
Yes, 2 hydro tests and
and
then.
then they're out the door after the
On the
15.
But I mean, we have all these items that have definitive dates for replacement. So if we can let, finance know that,
And we don't get rid of those. I do the same thing. Ours go to AAA and they either drill a hole in it or they literally cut it. They take the fittings out and they cut the bottle in half. And then they give us back paperwork that says they're destroyed, which is good for the departments and it's good for the town of Bethel that, we've been proved they've been destroyed.
all right, so I mean, I think we can kind of work on this a little bit. So tires is every 7 years?
7 years.
That's good.
7 years.
And it applies to all emergency apparatus or just
Well, I,
first line apparatus?
that's why I put everything in there, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I revised. Brad
I see
has
you
a
have
list.
everything in it. and
Yeah.
John's only got the
I
big
did
truck.
just the 3 apparatus.
Yeah.
Brad has a list. He didn't have the list for the smaller
Yeah.
stuff, but I put it in there this time
Yeah.
so that it's all there in front of you.
So maybe we can get clarification on that. If
Yeah.
it's required on all emergency
Right.
apparatus. If it's, to me, replacing tires every 7 years just because somebody says you have to replace them.
Well,
It's,
That's the
it's,
standard. So
I
if we're gonna
understand,
follow
but-
the standard,
Yeah, if you get into an accident,
you gotta do it.
yeah, no, I know.
It's a
That's
big
the
deal.
problem, but you look at the tire, 7-year-old tires on a truck that does,
oh yeah, what Gardner does with them after they come off the truck,
That's their
I'm sure they're
business.
making some money
Yeah.
about that stuff.
It's like the 3-year
We
break.
just have to get rid of the liability.
So for Stony Hill, for next monthly meeting, can you just do a better
Yes,
revision of this and
yes, it's gonna
All
go
the
to
trucks,
emergency
what
reporting
year,
and we will print
and
out.
stuff like that?
how do I read these numbers on your list?
The first 2 digits is the week it was made in the calendar year. The last 2 digits is the year.
Okay. So I don't really care about this. So it's the year.
The last 2
Yeah.
digits is the year. The first two digits. is-
Okay, so for example, engine three, those tires were made in 2019.
Correct.
So they're due to be replaced in
26.
2026.
Correct.
So if you can rewrite it,
Right, so we'll have engine three and
Everything's
rescue
easier
one,
to
we need new tires in 26.
and then you go to the controller, and then they see both. These are your years you're coming up on highway.
Right. And then, just if you could, just get a price on a 1020 front tire and a 1020 rear tire. And that'll give us like a starting point, because I could say, okay, well, engine three needs 2 front tires and that costs X amount of dollars, and it needs 4 rear tires and that costs X amount of dollars. And then I can look at 2 years down the road, whichever truck needs tires, I can add 4% to that number.
In 22,
You're gonna have more than that.
in 22, 1122, is $494 and a steer tire is $647. That was in 22.
Give me those numbers again.
22.
So 1122,
Steering tires.
the steer tires were 648. And the rears are 500.
500 bucks.
So, I mean, that kind of gives us a starting point. All right, so what do we have? So with the towers coming up this year, we already know about that.
Truckers this year, the trailer did that. I didn't realize that's never been done, so we're gonna do those tires. That
Let's,
should be done.
We talked about that.
let's look into it further, make sure that, do we have to do these secondary vehicles? Do we have to replace the tires?
I mean, they're not gonna cost a lot of money.
They're not a lot
anyways.
of money.
And
Yeah.
and we're hauling that machine in it that you got, that's a pretty expensive machine to replace, so I figured I better do it. That's all. It's just, we're looking at, 4 tires. Those,
And what-
they're just trailer tires, so that won't be bad.
Right.
The other one I put the asterisk next to, like I told you, I explained why, because I don't really know what the break point is where we don't want to put any more money into it,
So it doesn't look like you have anything coming up at all this year. Right, you just want to look at your utility truck and one of your chief's car. Hopefully
No,
we're
those were
replacing
done
that.
last year.
You just did the chief's truck, right? And utility truck is,
Yeah, they're fairly new, so I think.
So we till next month.
All right.
Have them.
so we'll make a motion, we table this until next month, where we can get a little more information on it. Second on
I
that?
second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Let's see, consideration of commission's recommendation to execute Suffolk Factory Service Contract on Bethel's Ladder. I believe you mentioned that in your report a little bit. Contact's been made and
Chief
you're waiting.
engineer has actually talked to somebody there that called him back, and it's being worked on to set it up. Yep.
Okay. So,
I don't
motion,
know the price yet. That's, they were told, they gotta give us a price, because I need to let you guys know. It could be more than what we've got budgeted. I don't know. I have no idea.
How much you have budgeted?
Great.
2,000.
all right, a motion to, accept Chief McCollum's report on the Suffolk Factory Service on his ladder.
Second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. All right, discussion on anticipated build time and cost for Stony Hills Ladder and possible leads on any available demos. I'll entertain a discussion from Chief Baker and his assistant chief. I know Doug's got some information.
There's a proposal on the bid that we already went and did. This is the Franklin County truck spec and everything. This is what Mr. Rubino wanted for Danbury's platform, which the difference in the price in the platform is 2.2 without a pump, 2.4 with a pump. This, I don't have a firm number on, it's probably around $1 million. And that is the number that you have there. And as far as this is concerned, is if we approve this money, I have on my phone, I didn't have time to print it out. He just emailed it to me tonight. There is gonna be a truck available in April for us, a demo. That's gonna be cheaper than this number, the 1.7. He doesn't know the number right now, but he knows it's gonna be cheaper.
1.7. All right, so this is
That is the truck that we spec
this
out.
is a truck that Stony Hill Fire Department spec'd out
Yes,
for $1.78 million.
Yep.
This truck is,
is in Franklin County, Virginia, which is a 2018.
okay, so this is a used truck
That is a huge truck.
for how much money?
I need it.
This has got a cost
That
on it, or-
doesn't have a cost on it. That's gonna be like a private sale
Okay,
between if that was your out, but this truck, if you open it up to the picture of it, is it's considered a 110. It has a bucket on it.
okay.
There's a lot of variables about this truck that we really have to go over before we even consider that.
Okay.
And the price of that versus buying a new truck, honestly, I don't think it's worth it, 2018.
You had a price on this? or-
And he's saying in the $1 million range. The chief down there that I talked to. It's not, it's set in stone or anything what they want for it yet.
So in 2018, so I mean, it's already 6 years old.
I don't know, Tony. I didn't get into all the.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's really details.
Right.
Which it's, that's not an issue. I just got the build sheet and everything from Pierce today, so we know. I didn't even go through the build sheet of the truck itself, you know what I mean? But as far as the demo is concerned, which,
The one that we're building now.
That's this truck.
Correct.
No, they're not, that's not exactly that truck, right? That's this truck right here, which I will give you
Oh.
the,
No,
He
this
does
is
not-
what, this is what you spec out.
this is what we expect.
This is if you could buy brand new.
that's
Yes.
if we could.
That's the truck that if you walk in there, sit down and you spec it out, that's that.
Right, that truck out.
Okay.
The one that they have coming up in April is a demo,
That's what it
which is this truck.
But it's pretty close to that,
It's pretty close to that.
correct?
It's, the demo you're talking about is 107 foot
It's
extended,
right. But yeah, it's a.
which is ideally what your department wants, correct?
Yes,
Chief?
it's a 110%. And that is pretty much the truck right there, which is
Okay.
exactly this truck right here that we already spec'd out.
Okay. So it has a pump on it?
The pump,
It has a pump that meets your
It's a
spec?
buck.
Is it a buck?
he does not know that answer. He will not know that yet.
Okay.
It has 500 gallons of water and it has a foam system, but he told me there's 50 changes that we can make before that truck before it starts getting built. So this truck is slated to get built in April. So we have changes we can make to it if we want to. So he's supposed to call, I'm supposed to get back with him tomorrow again, more about that. But what he wants me to do and the town to do is try to have money allotted. So come April, when this truck is available, and he says, Doug, this truck's available right now, do you want it? He's gonna send the spec over. We gotta look at it, and then we have to make a decision right then and there if we want it.
How many other people are getting this heads up? I just don't.
That's what I mean. Everybody else is getting this heads up too. That's why we have.
What do we
to-
have to do to make us number one on the list?
That's what I'm working on right now. He is getting all the paperwork together, all the legal documents, all the stuff that has to go to Brad and to Dan. And he will come down with all that stuff and meet with Brad and Dan and go over all the legal stuff. So when he calls me with this spec and says the truck's ready, do you want it? Well, all we have to do is make a decision right there and we already have the number. You know what I mean? We already have the purchase order number. That's what he needs.
And it helped.
And it's help.
This is why we've got. to
And then we have the
make this
truck.
Total, town vote for the
Well,
budget.
that's the thing, is the town, referendum, is it 2 million or is it 1 million that has to go out to a vote? Somebody was saying in the last meeting that they thought it was 2
I
million.
don't know if they changed it.
I don't know. I thought they talked about changing. I don't know if they actually
I don't
ever
think it
did.
has been changed, but what my point is, if they're gonna be dedicated to buying a truck, then that amount that we asked for needs to be put into this town budget vote.
That's why I got that
If
bare
it
bones.
isn't, and we do have to go because it's over $1 million, then they're not gonna, what are they gonna do? Spend the, $20,000 to have a special vote for just the truck, and then people aren't gonna come out.
That's
for it.
why I got the number of 1.7. This is
Right.
the truck that we built. This
So-
is the amount of money that we need to ask for,
That needs
but
to
it's
get,
gonna be less than this 1.7. The demo is cheaper than this.
this information has to get to the Board of Finance, Board of Selectmen, so it can be added to.
Right, but the town referendum is not until
April.
April. You're
You're
gonna want,
special,
you want to,
special meeting.
you're gonna want to secure the money before then, so we can be number one on that list.
That's what I mean. That's why I want you.
If we
to have
wait,
this so
if
you
we
can-
wait until April,
It's gone.
that truck is gonna be gone.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to know that you have to.
So,
You have to have a
I
special.
mean, finance
meeting.
said that they had 1.6. It's just, the taxpayers haven't, the taxpayers haven't approved the expenditure, but
Right.
they kind of know that they gotta replace a truck, and 1.6 is kind of hanging out there.
1.6 will cover the truck in April. It's not gonna cover the 1.7, but he's saying to me that it's a lot cheaper to get the demo, which it's gonna be because it's already.
Now, what, they gonna use it as a show truck? Is it gonna be a demo touring the country, or?
It won't last, right?
No, I understand, but they're building a truck as a demo.
Right now as a demo,
Yeah.
but if we buy it, the demo won't exist, it's gonna become ours.
They'll build another demo behind it. That's what
But
it
then
says.
that other demo is gonna be 3 years from now.
Right, no, I understand, I didn't know if we commit to the truck, is it gonna be used as a show truck or a demo truck? Before it comes to us?
It's just taking up a slot in there.
It's just on the line building. They constantly build trucks and so
It's like
they're
a spec truck, just like a spec house. Basically.
And the lead time on this?
They started in April, we'll have it in 4 months.
In 4 months?
In 4 months.
Oh, I thought it was
The 3
already,
years.
I thought it was already on the line and.
3 years, you're on a
it was
waiting
gonna
list,
be
it
done.
doesn't take them that long to build the
It's
truck.
starting to get built in April. From April, it's 4 months. And you have the truck.
You gotta move now.
So, how do we get a commitment?
Well, I think what we have to do is go to Dan and to the finance with that 1.7 and say, this is what we need. Can we have a commitment from the town for this money? And then I'll have Jeff come down with all the legal paperwork and
Can we
everything
schedule a,
to go over it with Dan and
Maybe we could schedule a special meeting with the Board of
Finance,
Selectmen
Selectmen
and
with
the
the
finance
rep,
chair, or,
with the Pierce rep.
yeah, do we need the whole Board of Finance? Do we just need the Board of Finance
speak
chair?
to
Chairman vote on it, you
Speak
probably
to
need them all.
Dan first. We first speak to the first selectman and see how he wants to go about this.
You have to do
That's-
like a public hearing or meeting
Right.
Mary would now. And then you're gonna have to go to a vote.
Mhm.
We'll have to go to a vote. We just gotta make sure we get everybody out there and support it. That's all.
Yeah, but who knows? If it is $2 million, you won't have to go to a vote. That's why I asked Tommy today. That was the number that we needed.
I thought it was one.
I don't think it ever.
I don't think.
I'm not,
I think they
Mary?
talked
Pretty
about
sure it's
moving
not.
it.
yeah, I'm not sure the two ever got approved.
I don't think it got approved.
Whoever was from-
And we're gonna have to definitely go to vote before. But it would have to get done sooner than April.
Can you call Dan Carter tomorrow? Speak to him?
I can make an attempt to speak to Dan
All right.
tomorrow, so I'm looking for a motion to make on this. I don't want to table it per se, but,
Um,
The motion that we,
I,
move forward to attempt to secure the money for a ladder truck, a demo ladder truck.
I make a motion that we move forward after speaking to Dan Carter, the first selectman, on how he wants to move forward in purchasing this Pierce apparatus, the demo, which we could get, we'll start in April and we would get it in 4 months. But we need to know from Dan Carter how he wants to go about doing this and set it up. So we don't miss another opportunity on a truck.
I don't think Mary can write all that down. We gotta simplify that a little bit.
Recorded.
How about we make a motion to recommend to the Board of Selectmen, because that's what we do. Everything this commission does is a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen. So make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen following consultation with, the first selectman.
That you
By
pursue
this-
the purchase of the truck recommended. Very short, sweet, and to the point.
That's what I was trying to get.
As soon as possible, because there's a time frame for
We're
it.
gonna miss,
Because somebody else will grab it.
Gonna be gone again.
All right, so the motion should be to recommend to the Board of Selectmen to secure funding as soon as possible for the purchase of the demo ladder truck as presented to the Board of Fire Commissioners this evening. Cover it?
I think so.
You gotta make a second.
I'll make a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. So I'll give Dan a heads up tomorrow that,
I will get you the other drawing, but he does not have the spec sheet of the demo yet.
Right.
Because they don't release that. He was lucky enough to get the drawing that I had on my phone. And if you want, I can come down here and explain it all to Fred or to Dan and actually get him on the phone with the guy from Pierce.
That's what you do.
I have no problem coming down here at lunchtime and talk.
let me call you tomorrow and see if we can
Yeah,
make our
yeah,
lunch times work together.
That's fine.
And can you give Dan a heads up that, Doug and I, like bombard him sometime around lunchtime
I
tomorrow?
can, I know he has a
I'm
meeting
up, I can do it.
off-site for a little bit tomorrow, so just check in with me in the morning on the
Okay.
times.
Okay, all right, and I'll touch base with you and I'm usually, like 1 o'clock, 1:30,
Whatever
time.
you want. All right, pretty flex.
All right. Moving on. All right, all right, well, let's stay on that for a minute. So we know that if we go the new route, build time is 3 years.
We do, yeah, we do.
And we know,
Proposal with the 1.7 is, we sign that paperwork right now, it's 3 years from today.
and we know with this demo, that it's 4 months from
4
April.
months. 4 months.
So in May, June, July, August.
August.
So,
we can see the truck.
we have a truck.
Early September.
and this 110-foot platform is not something, it's
I don't
not
think-
something you want to consider.
I don't think so, I just.
That's getting away from our original, goal.
Yeah, I don't want to
We're
speak
not
for your
trying to
goal, but I
duplicate
would,
what
I
we
would
already
tend to
own.
agree.
It also contradicts what just happened with $25,000 worth of consultation.
Yeah.
He said straight out.
I mean, that was always when I was chief, it was always my goal to get a stick
Right.
to complement, the ladder truck. I
That's
mean,
why we're trying to keep it small.
I tried to,
Makes sense.
persuade, previous chiefs in Stony Hill to get a 75-foot stick out in Stony Hill when you bought the engine.
What?
The big one. Yeah. And they wanted the big pumper tanker and not the pumper ladder, so then my thought was, okay, they don't want a ladder in Stony Hill, so when we replace engine 6, my thought was to replace engine 6 with a 75-foot stick, and then, I was out of office by the time engine 6 came around and thought pattern changed. So I'm still of the mind that it should be a stick to complement a platform, so you have the versatility of both.
The Franklin County truck there, you could take that bucket off, that is an aftermarket thing on there, which is what Pierce does with these 107 Ascendants. They put a bucket on, they have a bucket designed for them that you can remove and put it on. It's not something that we wanted. I just brought
That sounds
that-
a little cheesy to me.
Yeah, I just brought it just to show you a comparison of a used truck that I did find. And then the other platform was what Mr. Rubino was talking to me about, is a legit, it's the Ascendant, that, Pierce makes, that Danbury just.
That's the full-size twin
Yeah.
screw.
That's the same thing as,
Yeah,
as the
correct.
tower downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10-wheel truck. It's not,
Now, just a heads up, I did a little poking around myself and I might have a lead on a E1
we talked about that.
HR 100, which is a single axle, 100-foot stick. Talked to, one of the factory personnel who actually used to be a member of the Bethel Fire Department many years ago.
What's this?
Dave Nelson.
No,
Yeah,
he's still out there?
he's still down there.
He's the lead guy down
He does all,
Really?
he does all the
Yeah.
designing.
there. Okay. He's like the
Now, is
lead
that a
guy.
new truck, Fred, or is that a used?
It's a brand new truck. It's a demo and it's in Tennessee. So there also may be another one in New Jersey. He didn't have any numbers for me, but he gave me the contact information for the two sales representatives, and one in New Jersey and the one in Tennessee. If there was something that we wanted to look into,
You want to forward me the information on call?
I can do that.
He's like also called, Sheet Grape also. And they were supposed to get back to me, they only have a 75-foot,
Mean stick, it's called.
which is a single axle also.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of information on these. I said Dave does more of the industrial stuff, designing of the industrial stuff now. But he indicated that there was a demo floating around. He didn't know if it was spoken or not yet, but he gave me the contact information for the guy that's he's the sales representative for South Carolina, Tennessee area. There's another one in New Jersey. It's called
It's not advertised anywhere because I've looked from California to Virginia, from Virginia all the way up.
I'll forward the contact information to you and we can pursue it. I haven't really pursued it. So that was all I got. I knew somebody that worked in a fire truck factory. I said, let me call him and see if there's, he knows of any demos around it. Yeah. That's what, and then he started floating ideas of, huge industrial stuff to me. I said, yeah, that's out of our league. All right. Enough on that. Consideration of the Board of Selectmen's recommendation to form a 7-person truck committee or committees independent of the fire departments. So I don't know how many of you all were at the Board of Selectmen's meeting.
I was.
That's what the Board of Selectmen wants,
I don't
an
remember
independent
them,
truck committee to,
I don't remember them holding a vote and recommending that. They did, it was discussed. We discussed it for quite a while. I explained it, both myself and Chief Baker have a 5-member committee right now that's working on trucks. And Nick was here actually, because I turned to Nick and I said, I have no problem with somebody from the Board of Finance sitting in on the meetings. I don't think Chief Baker does either. I really don't see the need to form another committee in between you gentlemen and us. I think we're answering to you. I think it's working. And I think it should stay that way. Unless there's some big issue that comes up with the committee, I think it should stay the way it is. And like I said, I have no issue with, like I said, if the chairman of Board of Finance wants to come in and sit in on our truck committee meetings, I don't have an issue with it.
So I don't know what the deal of independent of the fire departments. How do you
Yeah.
get people
I,
on a committee that
you
doesn't know anything about fire apparatus, doesn't know anything about the district, doesn't know anything about the needs? How do you?
this
how do you-
commission
how do you
has a
do
very
that?
good
How
makeup
do you
right
do
now.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is try and limit the fire department's expecting to just get every bell and whistle that's out there. But that would be
Yeah.
the job of the fire commission.
Right.
It doesn't have to be another body
That's right.
created to do the same thing that the
I
two
don't,
of us should be doing.
That meeting, there was all this, oh, well, you want all this chrome and this and that, and I immediately spoke up and said, well, you need to go look at engine 6, because it doesn't have a ton of chrome on it, and that's the most recent rig that was bought, We're not looking for parade wagons here, we're looking for functional fire apparatus to protect the town of Bethel. That's what we're looking for, we're not looking to buy stuff that's gonna go to a parade, because it's got all this
That's
chrome
what
on it.
that spec is there, the one that me, John,
Yeah.
Matt went and spec'd out. That's basically, the bones.
Yeah.
Minimum, that, there ain't nothing
And that's what our committee's doing
And
too.
we didn't go crazy on anything in there either.
If there was any features added, it would be for safety.
Yeah, we took stuff off of there to add, stuff to keep the price down.
So you're saying the Board of Selectmen didn't actually vote on that?
I don't believe they did.
They did, Mary?
Do you want me to get?
Yeah, if you can get the minutes.
Yeah, can we,
Because I
can we
remember there was a lot of
consult the
discussion.
minutes?
Sure.
Well, that's the last item. Well, it's still under an hour.
If they did vote on it, it's a recommendation. It's up to your committee to decide if you're taking the recommendation. Or you're gonna table it,
Let's see exactly what they said.
or you're gonna table it for now. And see how our committees are working.
7?
They recommended 7. They wanted the
That's a
fire.
lot of people.
I know. They wanted the fire commission to submit a list of 10 names to form a 7-person committee.
Independent of the fire.
It makes no sense to me. I gotta tell you guys, it
I
doesn't.
read it. I read the minutes just now.
9, 10 people on a truck committee.
I mean, I've been
Are
on,
they gonna-
I've been on 6 truck committees in my time with the fire department, and 5 is too many.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to, because everybody wants to put their own
And
2
that's,
cents in.
and
We're
that's
trying
what
to
we
like,
have.
it's
We each
just,
have 5 with members that have a lot, a lot of experience.
And I've been on, I was on engine 6's truck committee, engine 5, the tower, the tanker, the rescue truck, the utility truck.
Yeah.
When I say engine 6, it's built in 6.
Yeah. I remember.
Was the tower back in 78?
No, I'm not that full. Thank you,
No,
John.
no, but I was, like I was.
John, I'm only a year older than you.
I was
Calm
on
down.
the old 5 one, Smeal. I was on that. Be able to travel out to see it at the factory.
Is this an extra copy, Doug? Or can you get me an extra copy?
You can keep that. I can email you everything that I got if you want that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd like, this is the truck that you guys want.
Yes.
So I just like to have that for reference. And, you know,
logically, our ball, our, starting point of.
No, I'd like to,
and-
I'd like to see what you,
Yeah, no, I just say, I
what
just.
your
feel
bells
it's
and
been-
whistles.
We took out the phone system, stuff that we're not gonna need.
Yeah.
I'll email you everything. that
And,
you sent
and
me.
stuff that's for show. That's what we do with engine 6 too. Stuff that was for show, like all the chrome. We just got rid of it. You don't need it. Not gonna help you fight the fire.
I like aluminum wheels versus steel wheels though.
We
They
did
cut
do,
down-
we
they
did
cut
do the
down on
aluminum
weight.
wheels because the
They cost
steel,
more, but they do cut
Right.
down on weight.
they cut down on weight and, they're more serviceable. We found, we looked into it and they said, yeah, they're off with the aluminum wheels.
What'd you expect for a pump, Doug?
So pop up. You gotta get the puck because then you can put
Where's that?
you could put 2 35-foot 2-ply ladders on there instead of doing a 3-ply 35.
Yeah, and then you can always get one because they're wide.
This town should never buy another 3-fly ladder.
No, that's what, like,
That's why
Absolutely not.
that's why
I
that
agree.
puck design. You can
If
put
it's a
one in.
3-fly ladder, it better be mounted permanently to a truck with hydraulics.
Things are.
Okay, let's listen to Mary.
The agenda item was consideration of recommendation from the fire commission to purchase 2 ladder trucks, 1 for each firehouse, and to forward a replacement plan for apparatus as described in the ESCI fire study. So they talked first about opening the topic for discussion. Fred Emmerich, chair of the fire commission, spoke about the request and said it could take 18 months to 3 years to get a truck after it's ordered. Suggestion made to look for a used truck or a demo model. First Selectman Carter made a suggestion to have the fire commission give the Board of Selectmen a list of 10 people to have on an apparatus committee. The Board of Selectmen can choose 7 names for the committee. A member from the Board of Finance should also be on the committee.
So it was a
They
recommendation.
made a
No
recommendation.
motion made, like I said. And I talked at length about that night and said, we both have 5 and we don't have a problem with the Board of Finance member sitting on it. We answer to you guys. I think the setup is there. It's, we're answering to you guys, right? So I think we should move forward and keep going.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I think as long as the individual departments are reporting to the fire commission, and then the fire commission will in turn make its recommendation to the Board of Finance, I think that's adequate.
Yeah. Regard that.
So do we need a motion on that?
No, because it was just a recommendation. To keep the way we're doing it now.
Unless the Board of
I
Selectmen
mean,
comes
we
back at
documented
it.
in the minutes
Yeah.
that the, commission, did not, agree with the recommendation.
Yeah, it's in the minutes that, the commission, is comfortable with the fire departments having their own truck committee. And each individual truck committee will report to the Board of Fire Commissioners, who in turn will report to the Board of
We'll vote on
Finance.
Board of Selectmen.
I appreciate that. That lets us operate a little bit independently.
Oh, yeah.
But we're
Right.
still
So,
reporting
well,
to you.
Is there a second on that motion?
I
Or
second
that's
that
not even a
motion.
motion, that's just our
It's just a
recommendation.
recommendation.
The,
Okay, so
minutes,
a motion for adjournment.
Second.
I second that motion.
Doug seconded it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
So carried.
Yeah, we'll have to have-
So you guys will, you'll refine these tires.